Alright, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that gut feeling that someone is lying, but couldn't put your finger on why? It's that little voice saying something's not right, but you lack the proof. What if I told you there's a powerful technique used by professionals that can turn that vague suspicion into clear insight? According to trial lawyer Jefferson Fisher, a man whose career is built on distinguishing fact from fiction, there's a surprisingly simple trick. Fisher has spent decades cross-examining witnesses where a single word can change everything. He's identified a verbal cue that often signals deception. It's not about complex body language, it comes down to a few specific absolute words. Picture this. You're in a tense discussion and ask a direct question like, "Did you share my secret?" Instead of a thoughtful response, they immediately fire back, "I would never do that." On the surface, it sounds like a strong, convincing denial. It's what an innocent person might say, right? But Fisher argues that this very word, never, should be the first thing that makes your ears perk up. Why is that? The answer lies in how our brains process memory. When a person tells the truth, they're accessing a real memory. This isn't instant. Their brain engages in cognitive load. It has to search, reconstruct the timeline, and then articulate it. That brief pause, the moment they look away to think, is actually a hallmark of honesty. It's the brain doing its job. But liars are different. They haven't experienced the event, so there's no memory to access. Instead, they rely on a simple defensive narrative. They jump straight to blanket statements and extreme absolute terms, never, always, I swear on my life. They don't pause because their goal isn't to recall information, it's to shut down the inquiry. An absolute denial is a conversational wall, designed to stop you from digging any deeper. It's like they're reading from a pre-rehearsed script with only one line, deny everything. A real memory is messy and has nuances. A fabricated denial is clean, quick, and absolute. This is why the speed of their response is so critical. As Fisher says, honesty takes a second to load. Deception is instant because it's not being recalled, it's being recited. So what's your move? You've heard the absolute denial and noticed the speed. Here's where Fisher's technique becomes a powerful tool. It's a simple two-step process. First, you echo their absolute word back as a calm one-word question. So if they say, "I would never do that," you look at them, pause, and just say, "Never." Then comes the most important part, you wait. According to Fisher, this strategic silence is a liar's worst nightmare. They've used their one-line script and were not prepared for a quiet, expectant pause. This silence creates a conversational vacuum they feel an overwhelming need to fill. Since they don't have a real memory to draw from, they are forced to improvise on the spot. And that's when the cracks in their story begin to show. A truthful person faced with never might pause and clarify with nuance, "Well, I can't imagine a situation where I would." A deceptive person, however, will often panic. They'll either start rambling with unnecessary details to bolster their lie, or they'll go on the attack. They might get defensive and angry, trying to flip the script on you. "Why are you questioning me?" This emotional outburst is another red flag. Now, it's crucial to remember that context is everything. This technique isn't foolproof. If you ask someone, "Have you ever been to Antarctica?" and they say, "No, never," they're just stating a fact. This technique is most effective when asking about a specific behavior that carries emotional weight. It's a clue, not a definitive verdict. So next time you hear someone jump to an absolute extreme or answer a little too quickly, pay attention. Use the echo and the pause. You might just spot the truth hiding in plain sight. So, have you ever caught someone in a lie using this trick? Drop your stories in the comments below. And if you found this tip helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the psychology of communication. See you next time.